I'm Elaine Deal in the Performance Studio here at Cincinnati Public Radio with my guest, John Morris Russell, for a conversation about all things Cincinnati Pops and more. JMR, I can't believe we got you. You just wrapped up a wonderful weekend of holiday pops. How was that?
Woo! That was something else. Yeah.
One of the best ever.
Yeah, and practically every show sold out, eh?
Oh, that's so great. When you go to program a Pops, what's the balance between, oh, we've got to do this one, or
right.
people will be disappointed if we don't do that, and bringing in new material?
Right. Well, it's we've got a very deep playlist, right? All the recordings that we've made. We've made original arrangements for so many of them, plus all the concerts. We've got a lot of stuff in our rep, and so I'm always trying to bring in a few elements that are tested, tried, and true, that are very special and unique to our orchestra. Always try to put in a couple of classic things in there. We always like to have classical composers represented, and then we're always doing one or two completely new things that we've never done before, and it's kind of like this is what holiday music is about. Think about it, right? Some of our holiday songs, some Christmas songs in particular, they go back like 1,000 years. O Come, Emmanuel, right? That's like 800 years old. And every generation, people are going to take that tune and they're going to change it. They might add some more words or lyrics to things, or they might add a different groove or instrumentation or whatever, or integrate it into something else. And then every couple of generations, someone just writes this fantastic tune, right? It's like Silent Night, wow! And all of a sudden, it becomes part of this immense canon of songs that have been passed down for hundreds and hundreds of years, and will keep on going, right? And there's something about this music that celebrates peace, hope, love.
And joy.
And joy, right? Brotherhood, sisterhood. These are all things that they represent the best of mankind.
Joy, oddly enough, the title of the last Pops holiday album. It's been 2 years now?
Right.
Well, I'm really excited to share with our audience that we will be playing the record in its entirety the Sunday night after Christmas. We always broadcast the CSO or one of our local May Festival groups,
right.
Something like that, on Sunday nights. So the Sunday night after Christmas, we're going to play the whole album of Joy.
That's fantastic.
Now, you've been away from the album for a couple of years.
Yeah.
How's it held up for you?
Oh, well, it's been fantastic. Well, number one, it's just so exciting to hear that they're going to play the whole album in its entirety, right?
Top to bottom.
Because Joy is a streaming album. It's an EP, right? Mm-hmm. There's no physical copy, well, except for those people who purchase the LP, which is really dazzling.
Really cool.
And so it's interesting when you're listening to it, on a streaming platform, oftentimes people don't listen to the album, like from beginning to end, right? It's just like, oh, here, I'm going to mix this into my own playlist, or maybe I'll, listen to a couple of things and then go off and do something else. Back in the good old days, you'd make a whole, it would be like, almost religious, right? You'd pull the LP out of the cover, you put it on one side, you put the needle down, you get yourself nice and comfy, you make that nice little martini, and you listen to the first half, and then you flip it over and put a little dishwasher, and then you listen to the second half, and you sit down to listen to it. And we don't listen to things the same.
Absolutely.
And something like Joy, we still conceptualized it like a record album, right? And so it has an arc in the way all the tunes are presented and how the whole story is being told. And so I would like to recommend to everyone who's going to be listening to this on Sunday night, bring your dancing shoes, because so many of the tunes have these really groovy backgrounds to them, and it's just like, totally danceable.
I kind of remember talking to you about it when it was new, and you said you love to travel around like gas stations and find the K-Tel cutout bins and things like that.
Yeah,
That's kind of in your head.
Back in the day, right?
Right.
Because as you know, I'm a complete Christmas junkie. And so I literally, I've got hundreds and hundreds of albums and CDs. and you just get them from the most unusual places, right? And no matter, how foul most of the tracks are on some of these things, there'd always be one track that would be like, wow, I never really imagined this song being performed by staple gun rubber bands and chainsaw. But anyway, and those ideas always percolate, and year after year we create new arrangements and such, and you always come back to some of those more unusual ones.
Oh, I love the arrangement you did on the record, and I love listening to it every year, and it's fun to hear you talk about, because that's how I listen to albums, and think about how we used to stress over sequencing.
Oh, my goodness, yes, right?
No one cares now. They do their own.
Well, I tell you what, and this is the great thing about a concert experience. Certainly, working with a great orchestra and creating a performance experience, it's the same thing. It's how you're telling that musical story.
Right.
You open the door and you show something really spectacular, and then whatever comes next, it has to take it right to the next level, and then you bring it down. I mean, the emotional through line, to me, constructing that, certainly, especially in a Pops concert, is a thing I just really love to do. Let's go back. I got to tell you the story.
Yeah.
We happened to be traveling through Hartford, Connecticut, and there's a lovely concert hall there, the Bushnell, historic concert venue in Hartford. And so my wife had said, hey, we want to take a tour of it. So we're taking the grand tour. And our tour guide, who's telling us all the details of this, grand concert hall there in Hartford, he finds out that I'm the conductor of the Cincinnati Pops. And this guy head almost explodes, because he said, Joy is my favorite Christmas album ever.
Bingo.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, how fun.
And you just never know. And, you put something out there, and people will respond to it. And, what we created a couple years ago on stage, or even the year before that, when we were dreaming up the album and who we were going to get to do the arrangements and what holiday tunes we were going to create. You never know, how that will affect people, literally all over the world. And, you think about the whole idea of our holiday celebration.
And it doesn't hurt to have a pretty terrific orchestra.
There you go, right? Hey, who can deliver the goods?
Yeah.
And on this album in particular, man, we shift from musical styles like all over the map. And Cincinnati Pops, our players, they just take it in stride and are really virtuosic in their ability to play American musical style.
So that's the Cincinnati Pops holiday show. You've got another band you're going to be hanging out with this holiday season. Where are you headed next?
We're going to Chicago. This is fantastic. I've got a week of concerts with the members of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra at Orchestra Hall. It's called Merry, Merry Chicago. And fantastic. It's a holiday program featuring the Chicago Symphony Chorus, a fantastic ensemble.
And you get a little family time?
Right. Our son lives in Chicago, and our daughter will be flying in from Boston to O'Hara. And so it's like 7 concerts over like 8-9 days, like right up to Christmas Eve. And so since our son lives in Chicago, we're going to spend another couple days, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day in Chicago, and just like hang out at our condo, make cookies, stay in the jammies for a couple of days, and watch Christmas movies and just enjoy each other's company.
And listen to Joy online Sunday night.
That's right. Yeah.
WGUC.org.
You can stream it worldwide.
Worldwide. Well, that will put a bow on Christmas. And then I have a very important question to ask you, JMR. What are you doing New Year's Eve?
Well, thank you, Elaine. I'm glad you asked. Like all of the smart set in Cincinnati, I'm going to music hall and for our traditional New Year's Eve performance with the Pops, one night only. It's called Cabaret Cafe, and it's a celebration of cabaret culture from around the world. And so it includes, like music from Berlin, from between the wars, Kurt Weill, we'll be doing Mac the Knife, right? And, the September Song, all of that great cabaret music from Berlin. From Paris, the music of Edith Piaf, La Vie en Rose, and then from Buenos Aires, some tango, and Harlem. We'll have some jazz. And so it's all of that idea of music played in those intimate, smoky clubs, everyone kind of dressed to the knives. It's a little sexy and sensuous, and also kind of risque and fun. And it will be an absolute blast. We've got a couple of spectacular singers who are going to be joining us. Blaine Krause, graduate of CCM, and a Broadway vet, is going to be joining us, as well as Michaela Bennett, operatic star, who also is a wonderful cabaret chanteuse, and of course the brilliant virtuosity of our own Cincinnati Pops Orchestra. And you know what? So many people come at this concert in so many different ways. It's been wonderful to kind of see it grow over the years, and now we're practically selling out. I mean, folks, get your tickets early. Because some people like to, they get all dressed up, come to the concert, and then they go home and they have house parties. And, there'll be all of these groups of people who will come, like a dozen or so, who will all come together, enjoy the concert, and then, go back home and enjoy the celebration from home. And other people, come to the concert as a way to kick off the evening, and then we'll go out to the clubs and afterwards. So it's a lot of different ways. It's early enough that you've got lots of options throughout the evening.
And this is a little different. I feel like we don't often get you for New Year's Eve because you've just done all these Pops concerts. I know I've seen you on TV in cities other than ours on New Year's Eve.
Right. We mix
jealous.
and match. For the last couple of years, I've had the opportunity of doing it here, and which I absolutely love, especially because because my wife and I, we love to do the concert and then come home, put on our flannel jammies.
I'm sensing a
pop
theme
the cork,
here.
and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Well, it's a wonderful, jam-packed, full of music, full of energy with JMR from now till the end of the year. I'd love to have you back periodically to visit and catch up on all things Pops. Anything in particular you want us to be looking for in 2026?
Well, our American Mosaic is going to be a very, very special concert. Peter Boyer, who's been a composer, right?
Yeah.
Who's been a great friend of the Cincinnati Pops and has written several pieces for us. And this is his latest work. It's called American Mosaic. And it tells kind of the American story from lots of different angles, with narrated text from politicians, from authors, from poets that help to tell the American story. And it's all photo choreographed at the same time. And we have a wonderful narrator who's going to be tying the whole thing together, Martin Sheen.
Okay. Can we drag you back to talk about that when we get a little bit closer?
You don't have to drag me back. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And we appreciate all of the love and support that you give, and our wonderful WGUC for promoting classical music, orchestral music, and the great arts community here in the city. It's a gem.
Before you came, thank you for that, by the way, I was thinking about one of the first times I interviewed you was coming out of COVID.
Oh, wow.
And I remember fist bumping.
Elbow bumping.
And now, we're shaking hands and hugging, and it's so great. But we're so lucky that the orchestra stayed intact through all of that. And it's because of the GUC and the CSO and the Pops and the community.
And the community and our patrons and sponsors who all stuck with it because, it's kind of what keeps us all together.
No kidding. No kidding. Well, thank you, everyone who has helped along with that, bought a ticket to a concert or made a contribution to the station. Stay tuned because we're going to track him down again and catch up with JMR in the spring. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And same to you.